Thank you for viewing this Danfoss Drives product video. This video will discuss the features and benefits and show the ease of use of the VLT FCD 302 Decentral Drive. Please take a moment now to pause the video to read the safety warnings shown here. Failure to follow these warnings could result in death or serious injury.
Hello, I'm David Boyer, Danfoss Service Trainer, showing you the FCD 302 drive and its serviceability. It's based on the FC302 AutomationDrive platform, so it has all of the same premium performance and features as our AutomationDrive, including the Safe Torque Off as standard, meeting Category 3 requirements. It's compatible with permanent magnet motors. It has the same control terminal numbers and same parameter structure as the FC302. It uses the same keypad. So it'll be very familiar to you if you're familiar with our AutomationDrive. It comes in a 380 to 480 volt version, three-phase incoming power, and in two frame sizes. One ranges from a 1/2 horsepower through 3 horsepower, and the larger from a 1/2 horsepower through 4 horsepower. So if you standardize on one drive size, on one frame size, and because a drive can control a motor down to 3 sizes smaller than it is, you would only need to stock 2 varieties of spares to cover your whole operation. The difference between this and the FC302 AutomationDrive is the package that it comes in. This is an IP66 or NEMA 4X enclosure that's suitable for full washdown capability. There's also an option for a hygienic coating that would make it suitable for food and beverage, for pharmaceutical, or for dairies. The enclosure rating also allows it to be decentral mounted, meaning that it can be integral to the machine and mounted close to the motor. This allows for short motor cable lengths. You don't need to use shielded cable. It's going to radiate less interference because of the short lead length. That'll reduce installation cost and time. This enclosure is part of a 2-part design. I'll show you how easy it is to uninstall a drive. There's a screw in each corner. I've got an 8mm socket. They're captive screws, so they're not going to fall on the floor. And that's it. That's uninstalling a drive. This is the entire drive. So that's one part, the drive. This is the installation box. Just by putting them back together, I connect incoming power to the drive, I connect to the motor, and here's all of the control wiring, serial communication included. In addition to the short motor lead lengths, this also has provision for power looping. Incoming power is here. It comes to this terminal block where it splits off, and these 3 black wires are actually looped over to the next drive. So that's going to save on power cabling too. Rather than run power to every drive, you run it to one, loop to the next. This is an optional service disconnect switch where we can disconnect power to this unit, still have power to the one next to it. Your control terminal wiring, same numbering, same parameters as the FC302 drive. Now down here on the bottom, once you remove these watertight covers, this is where you can connect a keypad. Same FC302 keypad. And the reason you'd want to do this is once you get your replacement drive in, you're going to need to program it. You can either do it through the keypad, or there is a USB port that also has a screw connector you'd need to remove. And then you plug into here. This would allow you to reprogram with your MCT10 software. There's that, and then this would plug into your laptop. When you're finished programming, you would just put that back on and screw it back in. Now, before you would install your spare drive, there are the dip switches here, just like any other control card, where you would configure your analog inputs for either 4 to 20 milliamp or 0 to 10 volt. So in the drive, there's only one replaceable part, After removing 4 screws here on this plastic cover and removing, here's your control card. It's the only part replaceable. There's no moving parts, no fans. It's fully potted to make it very robust and resistant to vibration. What you would probably want to do is replace the whole unit and then service this one in your shop and put it back in your spare rotation. Okay, so to reinstall your replacement drive, there are 2 alignment pins here. Put it in place. And put down your 4 fasteners. So as far as physical removal and reinstallation of a replacement drive, that's all there is to it. And now we'll just take a minute to talk about programming. Okay, so the new drive is installed. The keypad is operational. Remember that it does have the LCP copy function. You could copy parameters from a like programmed drive and download into this one, or you could take the long route and go parameter by parameter. What I would recommend though is using the USB cable to connect to your laptop, where you should have a saved file of all of your drives. And then using the MCT10 software, I'll just pull this up quickly. Here it is, it found the drive. You've got your saved file, you just right click and choose write to drive, and that's it. Your physical installation is done, your programming is done, and you're back in operation. So that's the FCD 302 Decentral Drive. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for viewing. We hope this information has been helpful. Danfoss Drives can provide additional technical support, parts information, or repair services options by contacting us through one of the following methods. For immediate access to customer service or a technical support expert in North America, call 1-888-DANFOSS or 1-888-326-3677, or contact us through email. For technical support, the email address is drives.ts.na@danfoss.com. For customer service, the email address is drives.cs.na@danfoss.com. For after-sales service, the email address is drives.ts.service.na@danfoss.com. Additional information is also available on our website at www.danfossdrives.com. For contact information in areas outside of North America, please visit our global website at www.danfoss.com. Thanks again.